Welcome to the Reparations in Action White Lies Shattered series live webinar. This is part of the July member drive for Black Power 96.3 WBPU LP St. Petersburg. And we are simultaneously live on Facebook, YouTube, and we are being broadcast on Black Power 96.3 WBPU LP St. Petersburg. We encourage you to like this live stream, share it widely, tell your friends and family. My name is Jamie Simpson. Reparations in Action is a program of white solidarity with Black Power, produced at the Black Power 96 studio. It is also a podcast. And I just want to start off by welcoming everyone who is tuning in to this special live episode of the White Lies Shattered series. We're really excited to be here today, coming to you live on Facebook, YouTube, and to be live on Black Power 96.3 in St. Petersburg as part of the July member drive of Black Power 96 FM. And we are deeply honored to be here tonight in solidarity with Black Power 96, whose motto is not just explaining the world, but changing it. To be here as white people in solidarity with Black Power is a deep honor. Reparations in Action has been back on the airwaves now for 12 episodes, doing a series that we have dubbed the White Lies Shattered series. This series takes a look at the sinister lies we tell ourselves as white or European people about the nature and origin of parasitic capitalism, also known as colonialism. And it uses the theory of African internationalism developed by Chairman Omali Yeshitela of the African People's Socialist Party to shatter these lies once and for all. Joining us today is Penny Hess, the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee and author of the book Overturning the Culture of Violence, which the White Lies Shattered series relies heavily on to guide the history we examine. We will talk with Chairwoman Penny about what went into writing this book tonight, why she feels it is important to bring White Lies Shattered to us as many other white people rather as possible, and sum up the success and the significance of the first 12 episodes. So I just want to start off by saying Uhuru and welcome to you, Chairwoman Penny Hess.
Uhuru, Jamie, and I'm so excited to be here tonight. As always, it's an incredible honor to be on Black Power 96 FM radio, just so unique in the whole world, out of St. Petersburg, Florida. And I just really, it's wonderful to be here with you and with the comrades who help make Reparations in Action a reality every week. So we really appreciate them so much, and just everybody that's listening and participating tonight. Uhuru.
Uhuru. I also want to welcome on to the webinar, joining us today, the chair of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, Jesse Nevel. Jesse is my co-host and plays a crucial role as a producer, as I should have said, Penny Hess does, as a producer of White Lies Shattered, an engineer, and much more. He wears many hats in this program. Uhuru, and welcome, Chair Jesse Nevel.
Uhuru, Jamie, Uhuru, and Uhuru to Chairwoman Penny Hess. Always a revolutionary good time to be with both of you, and always an honor to be live on Black Power 96. Looking forward to this show tonight.
Yes, we are all darn near giddy about tonight because we get a chance to come to you as part of the member drive to encourage you to support Black Power 96, this incredible institution of the African working class. And we're going to get a chance to discuss some of the highlights from the first 12 episodes of the White Lies Shattered series, which we're able to bring to you because Black Power 96 exists. We're going to talk to 4 of the volunteers, the outstanding volunteers who make up the Reparations in Action show team. We'll be talking tonight with the social media coordinator of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, who does just an outstanding job promoting White Lies Shattered on social media, our comrade here in St. Petersburg, Florida, Jackson Hollingsworth. Jackson is the social media coordinator for the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. We'll also hear from our stellar sound engineer and original composer for White Lies Shattered and Uhuru Solidarity Movement volunteer, who's been working with us since the first episode of White Lies Shattered, currently based in Florida. You're going to have to tell me exactly what the name of the city again, Marcell Marius. And we'll check in with the Info Ed chair of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, who offers her political expertise and experience in promotions, agitation, and propaganda, coming to us from Boston, Massachusetts, Mara Ratiu. And forgive me if I'm mispronouncing your name, Mara. It's such an honor to have you all here tonight. We cannot say enough about how important each one of these comrades' contributions to this program has been. And we'll give each of them a chance to tell you what Black Power 96 and Reparations in Action, White Lies Shattered means to them, and why the radio station deserves your support. So Jesse Nevel, the chair of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, my stalwart co-host, I want to start by turning it over to you.
Uhuru, Jamie. Well, I'm really excited for this program tonight. I really salute you, Jamie, for doing a great job as the host of White Lies Shattered, the Reparations in Action podcast and radio show, and really want to salute this fundraiser and the goal that we have to raise reparations for Black Power 96, which, as Chairwoman Penny has said, it's not just a radio station. It is something that is unique in the whole world. It is not just explaining the world, but changing the world, as their tagline says. And we want to salute the leader and founder of the Uhuru movement, Chairman Amalia Shatella, because without him, there would not be a Black Power 96 and so much else. And that, of course, is Chairman Amalia Shatella, chairman of the African People's Socialist Party, the one who created and developed the theory of African internationalism that is the basis for this podcast and which allows us to understand how we got to this place in history where white people, who are 11% of the world population, consume over 80% of the world's resources and live at the expense of African people and the rest of the world, and also gives us a way out of that reality, a way to take action, a way to reject that relationship of the colonizer to the rest of the peoples on the planet Earth, and to embrace a positive and optimistic stand of solidarity with African people. And this process of solidarity also calls for our unity as white people with the independent capacity of the African working class to have their own voice, so that African people can hear and tell their own stories, celebrate their beautiful and incredible culture, and be their own liberators. And that is what you're supporting when you tune into this radio station. And moreover, when you become a supporting member or donor of Black Power 96.3 by going to blackpower96.org/donate. And we want to salute everyone who is, tuning into this series online and also on the radio live right now on Black Power 96, and encourage you to go to blackpower96.org/donate and become a supporting member today.
That's right, Jesse. We really deeply thank everyone who's done that already and will do that tonight, helping us reach our goal of $750 during tonight's program. So please give generously to the voice of the African working class at blackpower96.org/donate. Become a sustaining member of this radio station that is so unique and so important. It is only because there is such an extraordinary institution as WBPU, Black Power 96.3 in St. Petersburg, that we are able to bring you the kind of history and analysis of colonialism, of capitalism, to debunk the lies that we tell ourselves as white or European people. And it's that you've come to expect that debunking from the White Lies Shattered series on Reparations in Action. And I really appreciate everyone who's been tuning in to this podcast and radio show. It's just an incredible station that we have here, an incredible opportunity that plays such profound music, such profound analysis. And, speaking of appreciating Reparations in Action, I'm really grateful for our first guest, who I've already introduced, She contributes so much to the White Lies Shattered series, the author of Overturning the Culture of Violence and the chairwoman of the African People's Solidarity Committee. I'm not exaggerating when I say that it's impossible to imagine this series without her. Uhuru, and welcome again to Reparations in Action, White Lies Shattered series live, Penny Hess.
Uhuru, Jamie, and Jesse, and all the comrades who are here, and everybody who's participating. I just, again, want to say it's an incredible honor to be able to be here, and for everybody to give everything they can to the voice of the African working class, the Black Power 96, the incredible radio station that is so much a part of not only St. Petersburg, Florida, but the world, and that everybody can listen to it online. And I also want to say, Jamie and Jesse, that I am the chair of the African People's Solidarity Committee because this organization of white people was formed by the African People's Socialist Party and Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who has worked tirelessly for the liberation of Africa and African people in Africa, in the United States, and wherever African people have been forcibly dispersed around the world. And Chairman Omali Yeshitela has been fighting for African liberation his entire life. For more than 60 years, he has kept this out there in the world, and he created the African People's Solidarity Committee back in 1976, 45 years ago, actually, to extend the African revolution behind enemy lines, as he says, into the heart of the white society, to give white people a job in the revolution, which is to go into the colonizers, into the white community, to organize for reparations to African people, which is what we do. And it is in such an incredible, liberating stand that helps us rectify our relationship to African people and oppressed and colonized people on the planet Earth. So I do want to profoundly salute Chairman Omali Yeshitela, who taught us everything that we know and understand today, and taught us how to rise up to our highest quality and to join under the leadership of African people and oppressed and colonized people who are changing the world, as we've already talked about tonight. And I also want to salute Deputy Chair Onazin Yeshitela for her incredible work, in particular as the Deputy Chair of the party, and also on the front of building the economic/political institutions of dual and contending power in the hands of the African working class. And that's a very, very profound concept that maybe we'll have a chance to talk about a little bit more tonight. But I just, want everybody who's listening, let your friends know about this tonight. Let your friends know that they can contribute to the narrative of the enslaved African population coming to the forefront, rising up and bringing their agenda to the world stage. So please contribute whatever you can tonight. blackpower96.org/donate. Give generously so that the voice of the African revolution, the African working class seizing power in their own hands, has their station, their narrative, their voice, which is the future of this planet.
Uhuru. Chairwoman Penny, I want to ask you a couple of questions, and I'm gonna kind of combine them into one question, give you a chance to respond in the interest of time, because this hour is going to get eaten up pretty quickly.
I know.
There's lots to talk about. But your leadership has been so crucial in the White Lies Shattered series. So I wanted to ask you if you could speak to us, the first part of the question is about why you think it was so important to move from the original format of Reparations in Action, which was giving an internationalist analysis to the headlines, to taking on the lies we tell ourselves as white people about the history of capitalism, how it came into being. And then if you could speak to why you think so many people, including white people, have embraced this podcast series. You know, some of our top episodes include titles like The Lie That Capitalism is Benign and Progressive, The Lie That It's Not About Race, It's About Class, Gold, Greed, and Genocide, the genocide of Indigenous children in Canadian death camps, and the most recent, where we had an opportunity to hear from Dr. Matsamela Odom of the African People's Socialist Party and from the University of San Diego, the lie that the university system, or sorry, the reality that the university system owes reparations, the ivory tower exposed.
Right.
Why do you think it is that there have been over 2,000 downloads now of the White Lies Shattered series by people all over the world? Why do you think there are so many people open to hearing these lies debunked?
Well, I think that we're living in a period when the voice and the narrative of the oppressed and colonized has forced themselves onto the world agenda, and white people are forced to hear this. And that, having worked under the leadership of Chairman Omali Yeshitela and the African People's Socialist Party for so many years, that, you know, we have had the opportunity to begin to hear the world and really embrace the political theory of African internationalism, which allows us to see and understand the world as experienced by the colonized, by the African workers. And, you know, the chairman has said that white people have always seen ourselves and acted as the subjects of history, that we were the ones that created history, and African, indigenous, and colonized people were the objects of history. Well, what's happening right now, and through the leadership of the party that has defined the conditions of African people as being that of colonialism, under a colonial state power for the benefit of the entire white population, wherever African people are, in Africa or around the world, that the party has fought for that understanding. And in the past year, when we saw the brutal police murder of George Floyd and saw incredible resistance and uprisings of the African working class that forced so much the colonial question, the voice and the narrative of the African working class out there in a really mass way, both here and around the world. And I think that there are so many other white people who are out there, all throughout the United States, but also in Europe and in Australia, Africa, and other places where white people are the colonizers, who want to hear the truth, who want to be part of the future, and to make a self-criticism to, in terms of our relationship to African and colonized peoples, which we have carried out the violence towards them, want to know the truth and find it really exciting to hear this and learn this and take a stand of reparations to overturn our oppressive relationship to African oppressed people around the world. And it's very, very, very exciting period that we live in, Jamie. And we're so excited about that people are, really embracing this podcast and downloading it, become followers of it. Uhuru.
Uhuru. Chairwoman Penny, thank you so much for everything you've done for this series and, everything you've done to forge the way in solidarity with the African working class. We really appreciate you being here tonight, and we will come back to you soon. We want to turn now to someone who is somewhat of an unsung hero of Reparations in Action. He is our sound engineer, our original composer, and the one we turn to for most of our technological questions in the production of the White Lies Shattered series, the one and only Marcell Marius. Uhuru and welcome, Marcell.
Uhuru, Jamie, greetings. Jesse and Penny, how are you guys? Very happy to be here.
We are thrilled that you can be here with us tonight, Marcell. Can you tell us a bit about your background and how it is that you ended up volunteering as the sound engineer, editor, and composer for Reparations in Action?
Yeah, thank you. I'm totally honored to be here with these amazing people who are part of the Reparations in Action show, making it a reality. So I'm actually here in St. Petersburg, the home of Black Power 96. Little bit of my background. I'm a Hungarian immigrant who actually moved here when I was 7 years old. I lived all over the country and had the opportunity to live in Panama and Germany. And I've been an artist all my life. I've been interested in sound and music and all kinds of, different creative parts of humanity for a long time. And I wanted to do something to be a part of something bigger than just doing art and music. And my buddy Ron in Seattle actually introduced me to the Uhuru Solidarity Movement and the important work that's being done. And I decided to volunteer there in Seattle for a few events doing audio recording, video recording, some editing. It was a very eye-opening experience. And I figured that it would be a good idea to continue to support, Uhuru Solidarity Movement. And I subsequently moved to St. Petersburg. And of course, Black Power 96 is here and some of you guys are here. So it was kind of cool to be here together in solidarity and work on this radio show to, do something great.
Wow, great! Yeah, I'm glad you clarified you are in St. Petersburg.
Yeah.
I think you put that in the notes for tonight, and I was like, wait a minute,
that's fine.
I'd forgotten. That's fantastic. Can you tell us also a bit about why you do support Black Power 96 community radio, it being the member drive right now, and why you feel strongly enough about the White Lies Shattered series to consistently donate your time as a sound editor? What is it about this series that you think is important?
Yeah, well, supporting Black Power 96 is essential because a free and independent broadcast media is very important in disseminating information that doesn't appear usually in mainstream media. I mean, I know we're hearing more and more about reparations in mainstream media now, and that's excellent, and that's due to this kind of work. But I personally have never been taught all that I've learned by working on Reparations in Action. Like, just mind-blowing information that I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't know that, and that was not taught in my history books. And so it's been a very sobering experience to learn about the insidious nature of colonialism, both historical and current, because there is current colonialism happening. And I donate my time and effort to this because it's very important. I'm a sound engineer and designer, and when we record the shows, there are different qualities, different quality of audio recordings, and I actually enjoy cleaning them up and making them sound as good as I can, and then mastering it for broadcast and the podcast. And again, the important reason, besides having my creativity do something, is for us white people to have solidarity with the African diaspora and the indigenous people in order to elevate, people who have been downtrodden and who we need equity in the world. So my little contribution here to make it sound good and put some music to it is I'm honored to do it and to be a part of it.
Wow. Wow, Marcell, I just want to salute you for contributing your passion, your expertise, your talent to Black Power 96, to Reparations in Action. It's such an honor and a privilege to work with you. And yeah, thanks for being here. Stick around. Please jump in if you want to comment as we go on. Uhuru.
Okay, thank you so much, Jamie. Uhuru.
And Uhuru, Chairwoman Penny, thanks for coming back on.
I just wanted to thank Marcell. What an eloquent statement. That was really beautiful. It was great to hear from you. Jesse, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the same thing. That was awesome. Great to hear the voice of somebody who does so much behind the scenes, and you're really understating it when you say a little contribution, because the contribution that Marcell makes to this show is massive. It's massive. So that was great. That was really powerful. And also shout out to Ron in Seattle for organizing this powerful comrade. Ron is also an amazing member of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. So Uhuru.
I unite. Yeah, it's just such a privilege to get to work with people of this caliber, who are so multi-talented. And we want to, remind everyone at this point that this is the member drive of Black Power 96. We do have some give backs for the first 5 people who donate to Black Power 96 by going to blackpower96.org/donate. Become a member or contribute. If you contribute $50 or more, and you're one of the first 5 people to contribute $50 or more, you will get one of 5 tote bags that we have contributed. And I believe one of them is No Justice on Stolen Land, which speaks to the topics that we've had a few episodes on, the question of the return of the land and genocide of indigenous people, understanding the truth of that. And some other Black Power 96 give backs that I want to invite Jesse and Penny to help describe now.
Well, so the give backs are really cool. Okay, so we're going to show them on the screen, right? So yeah, if you donate $50, you get the Uhuru Planet tote bag, and there's 2 great designs there that Jamie just mentioned. And can we go to the next slide? Okay, well, all donors will receive a Black Power 96 logo static window cling. That is really cool. It's a sticker decal. You can slap it on the bumper of your car or on the back of your laptop or some other place that, or on your window of your house or of your car to help promote Black Power 96. Really, really great gift. And when you become a donor, this is part of what you will get. And also want to encourage people to become a sustaining member. I am a sustaining member of Black Power 96, proudly so. And when you become a sustaining member, you get an aluminum water bottle with the Black Power 96 logo for $25 a month or more. Or if you make a $300 one-time contribution, that is awesome. I want that. That's really cool. So yeah, you can be promoting Black Power 96 on the go as you drink your water throughout the day with this really awesome water bottle. And when you become a sustaining member for $10 or more, and I think I'm going out of order, so sorry to our engineer, but you get a copy of this book, which is a seminal text of the Solidarity Movement, authored by Chairwoman Penny Hess, which, as Jamie said, is referenced often. It's a really important companion piece to, or I should say, White Lies Shattered is a companion piece to this book, which was published 20 years ago and is more relevant now than ever, Overturning the Culture of Violence by Chairwoman Penny Hess, with a foreword by Chairman Amalia Shatella, which was written under the chairman and the party's leadership, really documenting history through the lens of African internationalism. And very powerful book, and it's one of our give backs as well. And when you go to blackpower96.org/donate to contribute, and I will start off by saying I am a supporting member, but today I would like to put in $50, and I'm gonna withdraw myself from the running for the tote bags, just to encourage more of our viewers to put in. But I am gonna put in $50, and our goal today is 750. So we have another 700 to go to reach our goal.
That's fantastic, Jesse. I know I'm going to put in $25 myself, and I want to also exclude myself from these fantastic give backs. I want to just quickly recognize some of the solidarity forces who are sustaining members of Black Power 96, who you can be like. You can be like Allie in Oakland, like Renee in Philadelphia, like Leah in Minneapolis, like Lisa in Minneapolis, who I have to shout out for doing an outstanding job on Reparations in Action and currently engineering this broadcast, this live stream. Myself in St. Petersburg, I'm a sustaining member. John in Illinois, Sandra in Eugene, Deidre in San Francisco, Diane in Gainesville, Stephanie in Oakland, Kitty in St. Louis, KC in St. Louis, Anne in Ecuador, Jesse, yourself in St. Pete, I got to give you credit once more. Kenneth in Olympia, and Janice in St. Petersburg, who I believe donated, was it $50 earlier tonight? That is fantastic. These special supporters have been giving a consistent monthly donation that provides a stable base of funding that Black Power 96 can rely on. And we're calling on everyone who's hearing this message, who can become a stainer. Go ahead, check the box. Make your donation monthly. Go to blackpower96.org/donate. You can mention in the notes that this is for the Reparations in Action fund drive, and we have a goal of $750 tonight. So thank you, Uhuru.
Uhuru, yeah. I want to say, of course, also I donated tonight, but I definitely don't want to be in the running for getting one of these great give backs. I want them to go to other people. But yes, we're doing pretty well, and we're definitely going to be able to surpass our goal, because APSC, African People's Solidarity Committee, put in $50 tonight. I put in $50 tonight. Janice Kant, $50. Lisa, $100, and Allison, Comrade Allison in Philadelphia, is becoming a $25 a month sustainer, and that is equivalent to $300 in a year. And Sandy in Eugene, Oregon, has put in $50. Jesse is putting in $50. Jamie, $25. So we are at $700. We only need $50 more to meet our goal. So we're definitely going to go well over our goal tonight.
Wow.
Very, very exciting.
Let's get to 1,000 and
really
beyond.
want to thank these amazing people who have put in tonight. And maybe somebody can tell us how they get to choose what. Do they want the bag, or do they want the tote bag, or another give back? Can anybody say how do they get to choose that?
Well, I think it's based on the first 5 people to donate the $50 get the tote bag. If you become a sustaining member at $10 a month or more, you can claim one of the A Culture of Violence, Overturning the Culture of Violence books by Chairwoman Penny Hess, with a foreword by Chairman Amalia Shatella. If you become a sustaining member at $25 a month or more, with a donation of $300 or more, there's the 25-ounce aluminum water bottle with the Black Power 96 logo. And maybe we could have Lisa put something in in the notes if I've made a mistake there or anything. I do need to move on because we want to be able to talk to our other volunteers tonight who we're so honored to have with us, and we appreciate everyone who is donating. Please keep it coming in. Continue to support the independent voice of the African working class. We want to welcome next a relatively long-time member of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement and the national coordinator of social media for USM, Jackson Hollingsworth. Jackson is often the person who is single-handedly doing the posts for our new episodes of Reparations in Action on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And you'll have to tell me if there's anything else anything I've left out there in terms of social media. Jackson has played a really big part in winning White Lies Shattered growing base of listeners around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Jackson Hollingsworth. Uhuru, and welcome to the Reparations in Action live webinar. Jackson.
Uhuru, Jamie, thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to volunteer for Reparations in Action. Uhuru.
Uhuru, comrade. Jackson, will you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and how you came to be so deeply involved in the Uhuru Solidarity movement?
Yeah, so I am originally from San Diego, California, and I'm now living in St. Petersburg, Florida, home of Black Power 96, and very happy to be doing so. I'm from a theater background, from the culture of plays and musicals, and it's really interesting. Every aspect of our society, of our culture, of the colonizer reflects, colonialism, and it's the culture of the colonizer. And I started to become more and more aware of that. And then I was, of course, very moved and mobilized and wanted to do something, in regards to the murders of Mike Brown and Tamir Rice and so many others. And I wanted to take action, and I had been looking for the Uhuru movement for, so long. And I finally found it through social media. I'd been looking for, something to join, something to be a part of, something to do about, everything I was seeing in the world. I followed the Uhuru movement for a while on social media and eventually joined and became a member. And I attended I joined in 2015 after following the movement for a while. And then I attended the 2016 Uhuru Solidarity Movement National Convention here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And that was a big life-changing moment for me. And I just became more involved and never looked back. And I am so happy and honored to be a part of this movement, and, really living my values and, being part of, being under the leadership of the African Revolution that is making such a huge difference in the world. So much of what Marcell said, the reason that reparations is being talked about is because of the Uhuru movement, and it's an honor, Uhuru.
Uhuru, Jackson, we're so thrilled that you're a part of this movement, and it's just great to know you as a comrade and a friend. I wanted to ask you why you think other white people are tuning in to White Lies Shattered on Reparations in Action, why you think they should listen to Reparations in Action, and why you support this radio station, Black Power 96, as a white person.
Yes, it's so critical, for the African Revolution to have the control of its own narrative and own media, for the Black community to tell their own stories, to talk about the violence of colonialism that is being pushed on them every day, and how to solve their own problems and come together. And it's also a lot of political education for us in the white community, and for us to see the world from the eyes of the African working class. And the radio station also does so many things in terms of defending the Black community narratively, but also, in terms of practicality, giving, safety instructions on what to do if the police pulls you over and you're an African person, or, you know, when there's a hurricane coming in St. Petersburg, Florida, you know, saying what shelters are still open, you know, what measures to take for your own safety. When there's a terrible hurricane and flooding in Texas a few years back, you know, and a party member was in danger, you know, they were putting out, you know, this is the situation, this is what we need, you know, do you have a boat? Do you know someone who has a boat? You know, can you, you know, get these comrades to safety? And just so many things. The radio station really, you know, stepping up and doing those things, the African Revolution leading and defending, you know, African people is just so powerful, as well as things like, you know, supporting Black artists, giving them a platform, and, you know, radio. I think that the majority of radio stations are owned by, you know, just 6 different companies, and so it's really critical for the African Revolution to have their own radio station. And, you know, for us in the white community, it's so critical to support Black Power 96. This is not, you know, some trivial thing. And supporting Black Power 96 is, you know, supporting the African Revolution and the kind of world that I believe so many of us want to see and be a part of. So those are just some of the reasons to support Black Power 96, and why I think so many people are moved by White Lies Shattered, by Reparations in Action. That's just the tip of the iceberg. I know we're short on time, but I encourage anyone listening to this, watching this, to get involved, to volunteer, to, of course, contribute to tonight's goal. I am matching Comrade KC and doing $15, and, you know, no matter, you know, like, however much you can do, you know, like, just encourage everyone to do so.
Uhuru Jackson, thank you so much for being here tonight. I really appreciate your comments, and, you know, I think it's really important that you pointed out the 6 companies that own most radio stations, that this is community radio that we're talking about, community radio in the hands of the Black working class. It is no trivial thing. It really is something that has, like, redemptive power for us in the white community, when so much of the mainstream culture is so vacant, you know, and we can really express a genuine culture here, you know, really support the incredible culture of the African working class, and get this message across. So I just really salute you. Really appreciate all the work you do for Reparations in Action. It's no small thing, the time you put in, and reaching out to folks on social media and letting them know about the new episodes, about this webinar tonight. You know, we're nothing without you, the listeners out there. And Jackson, you play such a big role in connecting us to those listeners. Thank you for being here tonight.
Uhuru, just want to salute Jackson also. Great interview. It's so wonderful to see you, and just really salute you, comrade.
Salute all of you. Thank you so much, Truman Penny. And I also want to encourage everyone to get Truman Penny's book, Overturning Culture of Violence, Uhuru.
Yes, which you can do if you know, you become a $10 a month sustainer of Black Power 96. We will send you a copy of Overturning the Culture of Violence, and you just have to go to blackpower96.org/donate. And I really do want to get to our next guest to do this interview, to give Mara time, but I just want to check in and see if perhaps Jesse or Chairwoman Penny have our latest total. Could you remind me where we are, so I can just remind everyone else? Was it at $650 towards our goal of $750, or was it more?
We're over our goal.
Wow, we're over our goal.
We're at $800.
Wow.
And all we need is $200 more to get to 1,000. But I do want to thank KC, $15, Jackson, and Marcell, who just put in $50.
All right.
Stephanie from Oakland, $20. Jamie, $25. Jesse, we announced those already, but we are $50 over our goal.
Wow.
But there's no goal. It's the sky's the limit. So let's go ahead and make it 1,000.
Yeah.
I just wanted to say really quick that I appreciated what Jackson had to say, and Jackson's contribution to the show. And USM, the Uhuru Solidarity Movement, is going to put in $50 tonight. So that brings us a little bit closer to our goal, which is, of course, just another milestone towards upping the goal once again. And I just wanted to say that I heard community radio mentioned, and this is genuine community radio that's controlled by the Black working class. And that is in contrast to so-called community radio that might exist somewhere else, even in the Tampa Bay area, that is run by white people and will actually go out of their way to censor or cut off the voice of the African working class. And that's true not only of the so-called alternative or progressive radio and media that exists, but of course of the mainstream media. And I just wanted to quickly say that I remember a year after I joined the Uhuru movement, I was at a press conference where Chairman Amalia Shatella spoke, and he gave an amazing, electrifying presentation. And there were 300 African people in the audience who were on their feet screaming and cheering in response to what the chairman was saying. And it was being broadcast live on what's it called, Bay Action News or whatever, Bay News 9. And they cut off the live feed of the chairman's presentation. And the reporter was overheard saying, "Cut his feed. That guy is a loaded gun." So that would never happen on Black Power 96. On Black Power 96, the voice of the African working class is heard loud and clear because the African working class is in control. So that's why if you're listening and you want to support that, you want to take a stand in solidarity with the right of African people to control their own media, you should go to blackpower96.org/donate and contribute whatever you can. Uhuru.
Wow, Uhuru, thank you so much for that, Jesse. That's such a powerful story. And just to say, in a way, the voices that you hear on Black Power 96 become like a weapon for liberation. It is something that really fights back against all the misinformation, all the demoralization against the African working class that this culture puts out. So contribute to this shining beacon at blackpower96.org, where the African working class voice is heard loud and clear. I
just want to say really quick before we go to Mara, and I can't wait to hear from Mara too, that Alex from Wisconsin put in $50 tonight.
All right.
And we have $50 from Uhuru, from USM, as we heard Jesse say. Renee from Philadelphia put in 60, will be a sustainer of $10 a month, so that's $60. And we have KC from St. Louis, $15. And of course, Comrade Jackson, who we just heard, put in $15. So we are $210 over a goal. We're just at 960, so we're only $40 short of 1,000. So we can surpass 1,000. Very exciting.
Let's do it, friends. Let's do it. You can help make that a reality and become part of Black Power 96 and making sure that this incredible radio station stays on the air, stays a growing force in the community. So we want to turn now. We're really excited to have with us the Info Ed chair of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. She is a force of solidarity to be reckoned with, who helps us shape our messaging and oversees the promotions of white lies shattered in the context of everything else that must be promoted and communicated in the Uhuru Solidarity Movement. We want to welcome the very talented Mara Retiu. Uhuru, and welcome, Mara.
Uhuru, Jamie. Thank you so much for having me. I did want to say you actually did a pretty good job with my last name, so I appreciate that. It's a tough one, I know. But yeah, I really want to just thank you for having me today, and it's really my honor to, organize under the leadership of the party and to be here in support of Black Power 96.
Well, it's just an honor to have you on tonight, Mara. Could you start out by telling us a bit about your background and how you wound up as a member of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement and leading Info Ed?
Absolutely. So just a short summary is just that I grew up in the Seattle area after immigrating here from Romania at 5. and we came as refugees. And just from a young age, I just saw disparities that didn't really make sense to me, given that we were taught to believe that this capitalist society was a better alternative to, where I came from. And it just never really sat right with me. And for a long time, I traveled and met people, and I could tell that everyone was wondering what to do about this system. And just, it was unclear, but we knew the solution was out there. So in 2017, I found this flyer and carried it around for literally weeks. I worked at a restaurant that was a cafe by day. So one of our comrades put flyers out, and then I just held on to it for so long, and then happened upon Days of Reparations to African People, which was like an explosive event in Jamaica Plain, Massachusetts, featuring the chairman, director Akile Anai of of Burning Spear Media and Agitprop, but she was just off the campaign trail from running for city council in St. Pete, along with Jesse, who ran for mayor, and then Chairwoman Penny was there, and it was just like, so clearly the solution that we'd all been looking for. And I honestly was like, where have I been living under a rock that I hadn't come across this organization before? So it really became apparent that we just have to occupy every political space. And the way to do that is through information and education, and really getting the propaganda out there, and writing and talking about, the colonial conditions that are the reality that African people face, that for a long time, I think, I was in denial that imperialism still existed, because I was taught that it was over. And then when I realized that it wasn't over, it was really clear that this is the way that we have to move forward. So it's amazing to just have a space that the chairman has created for white people to really be in principled solidarity, and it's not white saviorism. So it's really powerful. And I want to do everything I can to, put forward institutions like Black Power 96.
Wow. I love hearing where, members of the Uhuru Solidarity Movement and volunteers here at Black Power 96 and White Lies Shattered, how you came to this work. It's really fascinating to me. Thank you for that. Could you tell us why you think White Lies Shattered has resonated with so many other white people at this point in history, and why you support this radio station, Black Power 96.3 FM?
Yeah, so I mean, certainly I think people searching for answers and trying to understand and really get context for the conditions that they see around them, I think has really naturally allowed Reparations in Action to fill that space. Because the second you hear even the introduction or even just a snippet, it's so clear that the narrative is not the same that you hear on so many anti-racist podcasts that that are filling up all of our Spotify feeds. And surely we talk about racism in one context, but we really understand, because the party has helped us understand, that the core contradiction isn't racism. And I think Reparations in Action has dismantled so many of the myths that we've been indoctrinated with. And it's sometimes even just illuminating to hear an episode, and then even if I knew about this topic, I still glean something new that I had no idea about, and the sheer brutality of Europe's assault on Africa is just astounding. It never ceases to just baffle me how humans can live this way and be at peace with themselves. I know I'm not at peace with it. So, we have an opportunity to get off this pedestal. And I think that Black Power 96, as has been mentioned, is community radio, it's Black led. It just shows the incredible scope of talent that the African community possesses. And just the joy when they have, resources for them to express every, minutia of human experience. I think it's just really powerful and beautiful. And so it's a huge honor to even get a little slot on there, in their schedule with this podcast.
Wow. Mara Ratiu, thank you so much for everything you do for Reparations in Action, for your support of Black Power 96. Really was a pleasure to have you on tonight. And we're at 7:58 right now, so I want to also just briefly thank Marcell Marius, Jackson Hollingsworth. I want to thank Lisa Watson, and salute everyone over there, Mr. DJ Eddie Maltzby at Black Power 96. Black Power 96.3 WBPU LP St. Petersburg, for simultaneously live broadcasting this webinar. And I want to bring on quickly Comrade Jesse and Chairwoman Penny Hess. If you'd like to make any closing statements, if you could remind us where we're at our total, and just thank everyone who has contributed tonight to this profound radio station of the African working class.
Uhuru, thank you, everybody who has donated. We're only $40 away from 1,000, so I feel very confident somebody's going to put that in. Thank you, Mara, Uhuru. All right, so we got to 1,000 tonight.
Woohoo!
And I just
I forgot to mention it. I'm sorry. I meant to mention it. I got flustered and forgot.
All right.
Great. And I mean, everybody was so eloquent and powerful tonight. All of you and our incredible team, just really want to salute you and stand of solidarity and reparations to African people. And, you know, this has been magnificent. We've got to get together more. So I just really want to thank everybody. And Jamie, as always, you are amazing. Really salute you. And again, it's an incredible honor to be able to contribute towards the Black Power 96 FM, the voice of the African working class, and an honor to have Reparations in Action on it every week.
Thank you so much, Chairwoman Penny. I want to just briefly salute Iris in Seminole, Florida, who made another donation.
Woo!
Way to go, Iris. We're over $1,000 now. I want to thank all of you for joining us tonight. Chair Jesse Nevel, my co-host. It's such an honor to produce this podcast with you and all of our fantastic volunteers tonight. Mara, Jackson, Marcell, you're incredible. And thank you to all of you out there who made this webinar such a success and who support Black Power 96.3 FM in St. Petersburg, the independent voice of the African working class. This was a victory. Thank you for tuning in to this live webinar of Reparations in Action, the White Lies Shattered series. We will talk to you at the next episode.